Hello, 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 hello. Oh my goodness. Wow. It's been such a long time since I made a video. I think that was like August or something, right before I left. Yes, I did leave. Me and the kids are now here in Michigan. Um, we're in Grand Blanc, Michigan right now. My husband did leave. He's in Korea. We're still married, but everything is still as it stood before. Oh my goodness. I don't even know where to begin. It's been so crazy. So crazy, so hectic, so much drama, so much pain, so many tears, so many arguments, so many just confusion, so much confusion. Um, let's see. I don't really want to jump into all that because that's not really where I'm going. Uh, well, all my videos have been about marriage and things like that. But first, um, we got to Michigan in September. Um, let's see, my husband he left in September to go to Korea. Let's see. Um, we he started the whole process. Um, we got a place. We have our own place now, which is pretty cool. I'm pretty excited about that. Yeah, I got see I'm kind of getting it, trying to get it together. I got my curtains up and I need new furniture. My furniture is it's horrible. It's a mess. It's I'm hoping to get that pretty soon. I'm working on it though. It's a work in progress. Um yeah, so him and I we don't talk every day. Um if I'm pretty sure he has a girlfriend or something like that. Um, so we don't talk every day. When we do talk, it's really just about the kids. He asks if we're okay, if we need anything or whatever, and that's just about it. We don't really have a really big a lot of conversation like that. Um, so yeah, okay. Whew. Talk about the test of faithfulness. Holy cow. Oh my goodness. The test of faithfulness has been true to the bone. Like, so true. Just like, oh goodness. Everything from me getting lonely, making dating profiles, talking to different men, all kind of men on all kind of different dating profiles, even the one that I met my husband on. Um, me I met up with like two guys, maybe like four, two in North Carolina, two here. We just met a little, what do you want to call it? Yeah, a little meet and greet, and that was about it. Um, I don't really want to go back all the way back because they're really not relevant. I do, however, want to talk about the last one and about, like I said, the test and the faithfulness have been real, y'all. I have cried. I have been like, to like, let's just do this already and get it done. If you're ready to move on with your life that bad, if I've been that bad of a wife, just come on. I'm over it. It's just like, I don't care. I have gotten in and out of my feelings so many times. And let me tell y'all, I was so close to doing that again. But something said to call your mother in law. Me and her really haven't talked about the whole situation at all since the whole thing started. And that first night I went to talk to her, I was convinced after that first night I wasn't going to talk to her no more about it and about the situation. But my daughter tonight said some stuff, And I didn't really know how to act or how to respond to it. So I called her dad and let her talk to him and let her express how she was feeling. And then shortly after that, I put her in bed and I called my mother in law, like, hey, I need some information. I don't need grandma. I don't need mother in law. I need preacher. I need preacher and wife. I need some information. And we actually had a really great conversation. And I'm going to share a little bit of that too. But yeah, the man, like this being faithful thing has really just, it's really it's been tough. It's been really tough. I mean, I've like sometimes I would be thinking I'm doing good, but then I'm not in the word. I have not found a church yet. Um but then I have to honestly say I wasn't really actively looking. I thought I was going to come here and immediately be able to rest and get a little bit of peace and just to get a break, I guess, from life and from everything. And I was wrong. So dead wrong. So wrong. Um, Everything just really seemed to kind of amplify a little bit more. It's been a little hectic. I'm not gonna lie to you, folks. It's been a little hectic. Um, I was really hoping that I could come and, like I said, just relax, and it didn't happen that way. And the temptation seemed to hit me even more. Like it was like the enemy was like whispering in my ear, like, "Why are you? Your husband's moved on. How come you're not? Like you're attractive. You look good. You can get a man. Don't wait on him. And these are the things that the lies. What would I mean? I know. I mean, this is kind of like my down moment. I have a lot of down moments actually, but I can look good. I can put my makeup on and get my hair on, and I can look good. But the enemy is like whispering in my ear, you can look attractive and attract other men. Hmm. Know what I'm trying to do there? So if I'm looking good and I'm being attractive, it's so that I'm doing it, one, for me, and then two, for my husband. That's it. And though things are what they are, I still remember that I have to be faithful all the way to the end, and that I am in covenant all the way to the end, wherever the end may be. So I had to often try to keep that in my mind, and it's been tough. It's been really, really tough. I don't not dress up, you know. I don't, I still try to look decent and stuff because I mean, I want to look good. I don't want to be looking crazy, but I am not definitely not doing it to attract no man at all. um, so yeah, that's been tough there. And then, like I said, the temptation has really been with the loneliness and then seeking out attention from other men and having conversations and just somebody paying attention to me, which is not something that I've had a lot of. And that kind of like I'm flirting with you and calling you beautiful and all those different things. That's not something I've had a lot of. Um, you know, Recently getting closer to the end of this separation, and especially with the separation happening. So I reached out, and even I think I even mentioned the first guy in one of these videos, and I was even wrong then. Like he was telling me everything I wanted to hear and everything that sounded good, but I was so wrong then, like literally because I'm still in covenant and I still want to stay faithful and true to God. I was still like wrong then, even talking and entertaining this man. And I'm asking everybody out there, on everybody, forgive me, because even that was wrong. That was dead wrong. Um, but I believe growth can happen, I think, at any time for anybody, whether it be sooner than later. I caught mine soon, and I'm constantly now being able to catch and realize what my mistakes were and able to correct them. Anyway, so I was wrong then. I was wrong when I got here. I was like, I mean, it's just that temptation, and I was falling for it, and I was falling for the I was falling for the wanting attention, and if he's doing it, then I can do it too. Like that was just my mindset and my mind frame, and that was just basically it. I was like, okay, he's doing it. Well, then why should I be sitting here lonely and by myself? And he's over there getting and doing whatever it is he want to do. So anyway, okay. So recently, the last guy was actually just about a week and a half or 2 weeks or so ago. He's somebody I met online. Really, really great guy. I mean, really great guy. At least from what I can tell. He came and we hung out and everything was fine. It was cool. And we didn't do anything or anything like that. But he left and everything was fine. Like that night, that man was who was on my mind. Like I was so excited to talk to him the next day. I was so excited about the things that he said. He just kind of got me up and going. He had me really feeling myself, and I was just like, okay, 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 all right. Look at you, Shantae. You might be a mom, but hey, that don't mean nothing, right? So anyway, that night, I went to bed. I had the craziest dream I've only told like a handful of people about, including my mother-in-law, who I just told this dream to tonight. Just so crazy because that morning or that day after I had the dream, I think she videoed us that day and we talked, and I didn't even tell her then because it was just so outrageous and so crazy to me. So anyway, in this dream, I am sitting in a chair. I'm sitting in a chair, and kind of similar to the ones at my dining room tables. Could have been just those chairs. I don't know. I'm sitting in a chair, and the chair is against the wall. And we're in a house. That's the thing. We're in a house. We're not here. We're in the actual house. And I'm sitting in this chair, and the chair is like kind of, it's not all the way to the wall, but the chair is, the back part is facing the wall. And I'm sitting in a chair, and I literally just sat there. I didn't do anything else. I just sat there. And in the dream, I saw my husband in the dream. Now, let me tell y'all, he was nowhere on my mind. Okay, that night he was nowhere on my mind at all, like the furthest thing from it. So, in his dream, I'm in this chair, and all I see is my husband going in the door, coming in the door and out the door, in the door and out the door, in the door and out the door, repeatedly, over and over and over again. And I'm like, okay. So then the last time he came in the door, he stopped, he looked at me. He leaned my chair back and he looked at me and said, I'm so glad I decided to make my marriage work. And kissed me. Okay. Fast forward. I don't even know why I went fast forward, but fast forward in time. Because there was no in between. There was that part and then there was this part. Okay. So that happened and then jump. This huge jump. Because now I'm pregnant. I'm very pregnant. I'm super pregnant. Like, oh my God, I can't believe I'm pregnant. And we seem to be at a different setting. I think we're still at our house. We're in a house, but we're in a different setting. The table is somewhere different. Everything is different. So I'm sitting at the dining room table. My mom is sitting next to me. His mom and dad are sitting on the other side of the dining room table, sitting next to each other. And he was standing up. He was standing up, kind of like behind my chair. So he goes, he didn't say anything. And I'm pregnant, and I see two little feet pop up on the side of my belly. And I'm like, okay, look, y'all, look, the baby's moving. And then it's another two little feet pop up on another side. And then another two little feet pop up on this side. And then 4 pair of baby feet. 4. They came in pairs. 4. They all popped up at the same time, 3 at the bottom and 1 at the top. Now, before I jump and finish the rest of the story, my daughter has been asking and begging and even praying to God every day for a baby sister, and that baby sister daddy is Branky. Okay, praying and asking God every single day. Every day when she gets off the bus, she wants to know, Mommy, is the package here? Is the package here? Is the package here, Mommy? And I'm like, yeah, what package? My baby sister, she's going to be here on Thursday. And it's always Thursday. It's always Thursday. So I was like, y'all, look. Okay, now we're going back to the dream. Look, y'all. I was like, I think there's more than one baby in there. And all the feet came back at the same time. And there was 3 at the bottom. And there was 2 little feet at the top. And so we were counting, and as my husband was like, what? We were counting. As we were counting, we were counting them by the pairs. 1, 2, 3, 4. And as we counted, they just kind of disappeared. And I woke up and I started retelling that dream to my friend, and I stopped in the middle of it and I was like, hold up. Hold up, God. Wait a minute. I was like, Lord, I'm confused. What does this mean? How are we so deep into this process? What does this mean, God? What does this mean? Okay, right. So I'm like, what does this mean, Lord? Help me understand. So I called my granny. I told her about it. She's like, well, it sounds like you about to have another baby to me, and y'all gonna make the marriage work. And I knew what it meant because I'm pretty good at interpreting dreams. But I guess I just needed some sort of clarification, because at this point, to me, it's not making sense. It's not making sense because me and my husband are literally in this process, because my husband has told me, it has physically, has verbally expressed to me that, he doesn't want to be married to me. So I'm like, God, what does this mean? I don't understand. I'm so confused. And then my prayers have been, God, whatever your will is, let your will be done. So even if it is to make this work, well, even if this does end and it's for us to move on and go on with our lives, God, then okay, then let that be it. Lord, help me get through it. But then I had this dream. I had this crazy, vivid dream. Like, it was so real. And the only part nobody has said to me, I call my granny, I call my mom, and then I call my friend. And I told her the dream. She's like, I can't help you on the baby part, but I think you already know what that means. Pretty sure I know what that means. All right. So I told her, I think the walking back and forth part and me sitting in the same spot waiting signifies what's happening and what's going on now. Him being in and out the door, in and out the door, in and out the door signifies his confusion and why he's torn and how he's torn. And she's like, that's exactly what it means. That is exactly what it means. He's going through and having some sort of conviction in his heart. And eventually, though, he's going to come to reality and come to sense that he needs to make his marriage work. She's like, I don't know when that's going to happen. I don't know what's going to happen. But it's really now time for you to pray hard, praying on his behalf and fast, which is what I'm about to get ready to do pretty soon. Once I get the things that I need for it, because I want to do the Daniel's fast. So anywho, I was like, okay, all right, cool. So I was having these crazy, this dream was just so crazy. I was tripping. I didn't understand. God, I don't get it. Like, okay. And that's where my faithfulness kind of took a toll on me. It kind of like, am I not being true enough? Am I not being faithful enough, God? Because I've been praying, but this dream is saying one thing, but then what's happening in reality is saying something totally different. So I've been like, tripping has been so conflicting to me. So then I then after the dream happened, all dating websites that I was on, any numbers, text messages from guys I was talking to, I deleted everything, every single thing. Cause I'm like, I cannot afford any distractions. Like for me, like this line, like this ice is so thin, and the wrong step can break the ice, and it's going to break the ice, and it's either I'm gonna fall back into a total uh, um loving and you know a total just awesome marriage, or I'm gonna fall and it's gonna be, it can just all go left and I fall out of the will of God. And I'm not trying to fall out of the will of God. I'm trying to stay in covenant with God. And yes, really with my husband, especially after that dream. Because I just had it in my mind that I'm done. I'm ready to move on. Like he is, so I'm ready to too. So I had that dream. I deleted everything. And I just been waiting, waiting, and waiting. So then what fast forward um to just now. Gabrielle, sorry y'all, I got my mind wandered. But Gabrielle, she came and she goes, Mommy. I'm like, yes. She was like, Jesus told me something. Like, what did Jesus tell you? She's like, Daddy's tearing his family apart. I was like, what? She was like, Daddy's tearing his family apart. I was like, Gabrielle, who told you that? What are you talking about? She's like, Jesus told me. I was like, Gabrielle. I was like, Daddy loves his family very much. And he loves you very much. But sometimes grown ups need a time out. They need a break from each other. And that's all it is with your dad is we need a break. And she was like, no, he's tearing his family apart. I'm very disappointed in him. She's like, what? So I didn't know what to say. And I hesitated at first about letting her call her dad because I knew immediately he would think that I put this into her head. I did not. She came and said it to me herself. And I was just like, I didn't know what to say other than what I said to her. And the first thing I tell my kids is to go and pray. And I've been telling that to her and Royce a lot lately because she's one hand, she's coming to me and every single day. She's asking and she's begging and she's waiting for this baby sister. And she's describing to me what this baby sister's gonna look like. And she described to me, she's only 4, this really vivid dream about how her baby sister one day was gonna be in her room crawling and she knocked over her lamp. And it's like, how does your little mind come up with this stuff? And I realize she's not coming up with it, but just how God speaks to us, he speaks to our kids too. He can use our children. And I know that my daughter has a very prophetic gift. Um, so when she came at me with this today, I was just like, wow, I didn't know what to do. I can't tell you what to do at all other than to call your dad. And I called him. And of course, I mean, I didn't stay around and stick around for the whole conversation. I just kind of moved around the house doing stuff. But, excuse me. But I know my husband and I know in his mind, he probably thinks, did your mom tell you this? Did your mom tell you to say this? No, I did not. At all. Kids are smart. They're very observant. They know what's going on. They realize, different things that's happening around them. They get feelings. They have feelings just like we do as adults. So it was just really it was really weird. So I just let her call her dad. And he talked to her and he's like, I'm gonna talk to mommy later or whatever. And he said, I heard a little bit of what he said. He said, I'm going to talk to mommy later. And he's like, Gabrielle, who told you this? Who told you that? No, mommy, daddy loves you very much. And she goes, Daddy, I'm disappointed in you. And he said, Gabrielle, why are you disappointed in me? You're disappointed in daddy? And she said, yes, because you're tearing your family apart. who tore your family apart. And I'm just like, and I'm hearing her. I'm moving around, but I hear her. I'm like, God, where did she get this from? Where did she get this from? And she's so mad. She's so upset. She's pouting and she got her little arms crossed and everything. And she's so upset about it. And I'm just like, where's this coming from? So I sat back right here in this chair and I just listened. I just sat there and listened. And she was turning the phone so her dad can see me. And I'm like, I want him to see me sitting here because it's like, I don't know where this is coming from either. But I do know that they've been asking me a lot about when daddy's coming back. Royce particularly has been saying he wants his family back. He wants daddy back. He wants us to live together. And all I do is tell him to go pray. And I'll pray. And they can pray. And we'll all pray together. And I'll pray on behalf of your dad because we're still married. So all I do is say pray. And that's all I've been able to tell him to do. So I wanted him to see me like I don't know where this is coming from either. I have no idea. So that happened today. And that really left me in a really kind of jacked up spot. And I knew my husband had this woman. It wasn't till tonight, though, where I really felt that he wanted to do more and be more with her, which I kind of figured anyway. The two became one. And the things that happened and the things that transpired and took place over the past week and the weekend, it wasn't really making sense, but I knew it was something because I know that man. We didn't even talk, but I know him. I ain't got passwords to Facebook. I ain't got passwords to emails, none of that stuff. But I know him. I don't know his account information. I don't know what he's been spending money on, what he has been doing, what he hasn't been doing. But I know him like the back of my hand. So I felt that he wants to take his relationship with this woman to the next level. One of the things that did happen that kind of had me kind of questioning and wondering and what was going on is that there was a sign in on Netflix and Hulu. One happened through I'm gonna catch it in a minute. Through New York, and the other one happened in what's the other one? North Carolina. And in my mind, we hadn't talked to him. So I'm thinking that okay, he went to North Carolina and he didn't want to tell me. And to me, all right, you don't want to tell me for either one or two reasons. The first reason is you went there and you want to drive here and surprise us. Outrageous, right? But he's done crazier stuff. But it's a little outrageous considering the fact of what's going on. So you went there and you don't want to you want to drive here and surprise us. The other thing was because I've been waiting for this ever since I had this dream. I've been waiting for the confirmation for God to say that it's real. Like that dream that He gave me is what's happening. That's what's going to happen. So I've been waiting for the confirmation. Confirmation. Like I just been anxious. So when that happened, I was like, okay, all right, God, cool. I'll go with that. I'll roll with that. Um, and then the second thing that popped up in my mind later is he went to North Carolina and he didn't want me to know so that I wouldn't question him and ask how come he's not coming to see the kids. And then it dawned on me. What if, just what if my husband paid for this woman to go to Korea? What are the possibilities? Would he do that? Would he have enough nerve to do that? I was just like, Because any other time he signed in on Netflix and Hulu, in Korea, it showed me exactly, it shows you the location and what browser and things that the device is being used to sign into these accounts. And it always just sends you an email for security purposes. So there was that. But that was the only thing that I had to write off of. And I can assume so many things just based off of that, right? I can assume so much based off of that. But I didn't want to make any assumptions. But there was that. And then, I had the enemy. Of course, he's right there trying to tell me what is, what's not, what's going to be, how it is, etc. That my dream was just a bunch of whatever. It was just a bunch of nonsense. So I've been having a tough time fighting and struggling through that and accepting what my dream is, what the reality is, but most importantly, what and where my relationship should be with God, so that I don't have to question any of those other things and just go with the flow and let God do what he's going to do and reveal to me and confirm what it is that he wants to do. Because like I said, I am on such thin ice, I have to be careful. So there was that. And there was what my daughter said. And that brings me to this whole entire video. And why I've spent 30 minutes just explaining this part. And also why I'm going to come back and do a part 2 video, because this video was 30 minutes long. I'll be right back. You don't want to miss this. It's good.